Alright, welcome back to the channel, or if it's your first time here, welcome. This is going to be got a treat for you guys today, my first ever base tutorial video attempt. I think it'll work out okay. Had a couple requests for it, so I figured I'd give it a shot. I call this the Ninja Star, because I had to come up with a name, and there's a few iterations during the building process that kind of looks like a Ninja Star. And if you got a better name, leave it in the comment. I won't use it, because the video's already out. But with that, let's get on to the base tour, and we can show you what's going on inside. Standard triangle airlock here to start with. Make sure your doors face the right way so nobody can walk through if one gets left open. Immediately into our drop room, research table, drop box, spinning wheel with our logo on it. I always like to have a bearskin rug in these types of rooms, so I can get that comfort healing going whenever I'm like stopping off to drop off or whatever. And from here we go up into the main floor of the base. Like this is a garage door here, that's a garage door, and we got a shotgun trap there. Pretty much, there's a lot of garage doors in here. I don't really remember how many rockets it takes to door raid this place, but it's absolutely absurd. The cheapest raid path is 27 rockets, which is through this chute over here, really through the honeycomb and directly into the core. But shotgun trap. Our first crop plot. I like rugs around the base, makes it look a little more cozy. Tier 2 workbench. This is its secondary landing spot as the wipe goes along. First trap door here. We got our furnace room, barbecue, a little bit of storage, repair bench, because you got to get those sweet skins on your guns. Furnaces here, or not furnaces, but heaters. These are mostly just for if you're in the snow. You don't want to leave the base wet. That's just awful. Come down the hall a little bit. Second crop plot. Nothing, no big frills here. More garage doors. But wait, we'll pass on this. That goes down to the core. We won't go down there yet. Come around the corner. We got our electrical room. I put a second bag in here. Sometimes it's a box. Sometimes it's a bag. You can do whatever feels right. One of the most important things about this kind of build, this kind of video, I think, is just setting up examples, and then you can detail it how your wipe is going, how you'd like to play. This is how I've come to build it after using the base in several wipes, and it's by no means the right way, in quotation marks. Yeah, everybody's got their own style, and you gotta adapt it to how you play. And garage door there, obviously, again. Next to the third and final crop plot here. Come to our electrical furnaces. That goes upstairs. Let's do our last drop down. I use this as a loot room. If you're doing a duo or trio, you can turn this into a bedroom. Either one bed and a locker, or two beds and some boxes. Garage door there, obviously, as well. Then come up here. Shotgun trap there. I mean, you can always put more shotgun traps around. I should probably have one in the electrical room. But heading upstairs, we got a compost bin and a locker here for more kits. You gotta have kits all around the base. This might actually be better off with a bed here, since I got a locker right there. I might actually do that on the next wipe. But we got our mixing table, bunch of storage up here. I don't really do much. I don't store much up here because it's not really protected. I mean, it's just stone. Tier 1 workbench makes its way up here. We got, I guess, just one way out. You can set this up to go out this way. You can have it go out that way. Like, there's no real hard, fast rules up here. Just find a way out of the base. Oh, I didn't need to close that. Whatever. Shooting floor, just a standard shooting floor. We got plenty of peek downs. Anywhere that you might not be able to see around a corner, you can just reposition, and then you can figure out. There's always a way to shoot somebody around your base. There's nowhere to hide that you can't get shot at. And you got great aerial coverage if you want to take down heli. It just goes all the way around in a big old loop. Pretty sweet, if I say so myself. Alright, now we'll head on back downstairs. And then we come on to the core. Close that up. Bedroom on the right. Bed, shotgun trap, locker, couple of boxes. Bearskin rug for comfort healing. Super important. Look how quick, over there on the bottom right, how quick it just skyrockets up to what should be 100%. It seems to stop at like 93, 94 a lot. I don't really understand why. I don't know if it's just because of my positioning, but solos need bearskin rugs. It's going to give you comfort healing, so you don't have to burn a bunch of syringes and low grade that you don't want to farm for. I like to keep one furnace down here in case, so that I can cook up like high qual at the end of a farming run, like, you know, the 5 to 10 that you get from just your farm, just the nodes you've hit. Then we got over here to the left, like, these are garage doors here, so it's 2 more garage doors to the actual core once you get down here. Tier 3 workbench, shotgun trap, another bearskin rug. I put these everywhere I might stand for a little while. Like, this is a common place to stand, like, get all the boxes, get the tool cupboard. And I know you've been waiting for it. Here is the upkeep. Usually the high quality is 45. I must have forgot something. And depending on what metal and stone upgrades you make, like the metal, I usually upgrade things to the point where the metal is like 4,500 and the stone's like 4,800. But they're both going to be around 5,000 with like 45 high qual. And with that, let's get on into the build. Alright, so let's get into building this. All you gotta do is find a relatively flat spot. This looks like it's gonna do pretty good. You don't want to be too low in the ground, because you want your honeycomb to be able to still get put on the base. Just start out with the basic 1x1 like we got here. This should be about tall enough right here, I think. We're gonna change that to stone so we don't have to worry about swapping things around. And one of the things you gotta take into account here at the very first is whichever way you go out of your starter is going to be the opposite side that you go out on the finished base. So say I want to go out this side, then when it's finished, then we're going to start here. And then it's just this quick little 1x1. Just throw up your walls. Get nice little... Oh, we need our key locks. Couple of double doors here. It's mostly counts as an airlock. Like it won't block people walking through or anything if you leave them both open, but you can keep one shut and make sure that they can't go deep on you with just one door open, or just by having one door, that is. And now we put the tool cupboard in this back corner over here. If I can get it to line up right, there we go. Because all 3 of these are going to be, it's going to be honeycomb on all 3 sides of this, but this one is going to be the easiest one to get some twig into to make the shelf in here when it comes time to do it. And, you know, for a starter, you're going to have a just regular old bag. Everybody knows, race car bag's best bag. Don't try to fight me on it. Couple of furnaces in here. Eventually you're going to have your tier 1 in here as well. Furnace, some small boxes. You can fit 2 in here if you're careful about it. I'm not trying to be real careful right now. I generally put my barbecue right here with another box under it, so I got 3 small boxes, my couple furnaces, and a tier 1. That's my starter. Upkeep, real cheap at the start, real cheap. And that's pretty much the starter and phase 1. So let's move right on to phase 2. And it's just turning it into the ninja star. Get a triangle coming off of that, and every square, or every side of the square, gets 2 triangles coming off just like so. I'm gonna try and build everything from the ground so that you can tell that everything is buildable without having to fly around. And there's the basic of the ninja star itself. Now, a good thing to do if you're inexperienced with the spot, or you're not really sure, is to go ahead and build out, or at least test out with twig, the entirety of the floor plan. Like this is gonna be the airlock, and then over here, this is gonna be our chute where we go up and down inside the base, and this is gonna be our bedroom down in the core. So they're all gonna have honeycomb. Looks like we placed it really well. We'll go ahead and fly up, and that right there, that's the footprint. Pretty small, it's not too big. And then moving on to the next step, we just wall all this in. You can wall in the honeycomb back there if you want, if you're feeling froggy or you're rich. But I just get it all walled in. Square roofs here. These are single doors. Outside one, if you got it, I recommend using the factory door here with the window that you can see through. If you don't have it, then use whatever door you got. One more single door here. And it's important that your doors open into the airlock. That way, if they're both left open, nobody can get through. Just seal that up real quick. This here, I would do a shop front. If you don't care about shop fronts, then you can just wall it in and use your factory door to look out. I like the security of it. It lets me look around. And all the squares get filled in. The triangles are a bit of a different story. All the ones coming off of the square, you can make those stone. No problem. But these other ones, these are all going to be drop downs into different rooms, or to the core in that one's case. So make them either twig or wood, depending on how quick you're going to do it. I usually go ahead and make them out of twig because I'm not going to get off on day one in this situation. So then the next step here would be go ahead and sheet metal these triangles because these are going to be honeycomb. You don't have to do the walls yet because we're not there yet. You can if you want. If you're having a good wipe, go ahead and do it. Nothing wrong with that. But I do this, especially this one back here, because I go ahead and wall this off as stone. Nope. Oh well. We'll rotate it there. That's fine. And I like to get this door up as quick as I can as well, because people don't need to know. They don't need to see in here to look around, see what I got going on. We can go ahead and throw. Hey. We can go ahead and throw this down. As soon as you get it, this is where I always put it. I mean, like I said in the intro, you can organize the base however you want. This is all just how I'd run a wipe. And there we got our drop box and a research table, and we can look out front. We got all this walled in, so now at any point, like before we start moving things out of the core, I would like to I always get the second floor done, so that I don't have to worry about it. We just destroy those two, the front one and the back one. You can leave this one. It's not relevant at the moment, but it's just not half wall, full wall. Wall that in. Get some ladders. Unless you're having an amazing wipe and you've already got. If you get the ladder hatches on day one, more power to you. They're super handy. Ladders there so we can get up and down. And it's just literally just wall the whole thing in up here. Just like so. Alright, and this is the down to the core. So that means this is the electrical room. Battery room, electrical room, whatever you want to call it. And then around here, this is going to be the jump up for the roof. If there's any point that I'm going too fast, feel free to pause the video, slow it down. I have tried to record this a couple times already, and the videos ended up being way too long. You can't have an hour and a half tutorial video. Nobody's gonna watch that. You can go ahead and fill in this whole roof here. Everything else is just solid. I'm gonna go ahead and switch over to garage doors so I don't have to replace them as we go. But obviously, well, maybe not obviously. Some people do get garage doors on day one. I've never been one of those guys, but it's possible. This one right here is especially important to be garage door as soon as possible, because the double door, you won't have room to jump up. And you can go ahead and, like these ones that you have open, you can go ahead and put these in. What are they called? Triangle frames. Go ahead and put the triangle frames in. Not a terrible idea. And if you're gonna do the farm base, then go ahead and get these down as fast as you can, because they will inhibit your ability to. Once you put door frames on these squares, that will inhibit your ability to put these down, unless they're made of metal. Sometimes that's not even a bad idea, because if you make them metal, then they won't stick out outside the base, and people won't be able to tell where you have door frames at. Keep those raiders guessing. You don't want them to know things that they're not supposed to know. But now we have a second floor. We have a secure base, but mostly secure. Door frame there. You can go ahead and get this honeycomb in, and then break that. And then this is eventually, like at this point, I'll turn this into my furnace room / repair room. Come on. There we go. And obviously stick a couple small boxes in here. I put them as far left as I can in there, because I like to put the other two furnaces down here. We'll go grab them here in a minute. And then barbecue fits here real well. And now that we have our base level 2'd out, I go ahead and pick up everything in the core. Grab it all. If I have my barbecue here, I pick it up as well. But hopefully, by this point, I have a bed. If I don't, I'll just put the bag in here. And just do these upgrades as you can, basically. Bed here. Where'd it go? It's great to have a locker in here. You can get a couple of boxes. I try to keep a furnace in here, but you want to have your door frame and door down first. Well, you don't have to. Oh, this is an important one here. Let's go ahead and pick this up too, so we can show you that. Alright, picked up the trash. But once this is a ladder hatch, it's really important that you have your garage doors facing this way. If they're sticking out like this, especially if they're both on like that, then they'll be blocking the ladder hatch, and it'll be sometimes impossible and always difficult to get in and out. And nobody really wants to put up with that. But here we got room for a furnace. I like to keep an extra furnace down here so that I can do usually just high quality metal. Like if I just bring back 5 or 10 on a mining expedition, go ahead and slap it down. Oh good, you can put that on there with that. And before I turn this into a loot room, I get the floor metal. I don't ever bother making the floor armored, because it's very unlikely that somebody's gonna bash all these other foundations to get in here and cause a scene or a problem. And just upgrade the metal as you can, all this other stuff. These 3 walls, I'll go ahead and pick this up because I need to. These 3 walls, they're gonna be metal and eventually armored as well. I'm gonna go ahead and go armored so I don't have to worry about doing it again. But before you do this, hey, this one is metal. Go ahead and I'll just go ahead and armor everything that's gonna be armor. Oops, there we go. And that is the core. Super secure. This makes it so that it's 45 high quality metal. Keep the base operating. And in order to turn this into a loot room, then that means it's time to come over here. Oh, actually I have to whack it out, huh? That's annoying. Alright, and this room, it's going to... Oh, wait. No, we can't do that yet. It's very important that you don't do that yet. Well, actually, no, it's not. Because you can still... No, yeah, it's very important you don't do that yet. Very, very important. So you come down here, get your half wall in. Before you do anything with this room, you got to do this. Half wall here. Your triangle. And actually, you want to be on twig. Destroy that. Get your triangle. And there you can see that little blue on the corner. That's going to be inside the honeycomb there. Then we can get rid of this. And then we can go ahead and... Well, actually, no. Still not. Depends on what you want to do with this. If you want this to be... If you're a trio or a duo, you might want this to be a bedroom. But I'm usually solo, so I just turn this into a backup loot room. And then, once you got all your half stuff done, then you can put this in. And you can set up your loot room however you want. I do the 2 big boxes on each shelf with 2 or 3 little boxes. And then obviously this is a ladder hatch as well, once we put the frame in. And then we got that twig in there, which means we can come in here and get our loot room shelf in here, just like so. And you can make this this is a basic loot room as well. I'll go ahead and set it up, and we'll cut to a finished loot room here real quick. I was doing it pretty quick, so one of my boxes is sticking out a little bit. If you turn the door around, well, yeah, you can turn this door around, and it'll cover it up if you really want it, or just use that as a dump box, whatever. But oh yeah, you can get one up here as well if you want. I don't usually put one up there because I'm eventually gonna have a shotgun trap here, and that makes it real hard to get to that back box. But yeah, simple, standard little whatchamacallit. At this point, you would normally have a tier 2 workbench, I think. I'm gonna go ahead and throw down the tier 3 just because I don't want to have to pick it up and do it again, all that. And then obviously put box under it. I like to keep my meds in that box. And this is the core right here, basically. I'm pretty much done here, except for shotgun traps. We'll do that later. Probably really only show those in the base tour that you saw at the beginning. Then back up here, once you have the tier 3 down there, I put the tier 2 right here. If I might still need it, which I always do, because solo player. Need our hatch frame there. So we can throw down our ladder hatch. Then I usually have one more down here. That'll be the last ladder hatch I put on, always, because I have these jump ups to get up if I need them. But this is pretty much this room. 3 boxes, repair bench, the barbecue, and our three original furnaces. First 3 furnaces. Oh, and it's pretty important that this room has a garage door, because the swinging doors, they're a major nightmare for this room. Super nightmare. They just make it so you can't get up and down in here. Well, looks like I'm not very good at it, even with the garage door. But nothing but a thing, it's fine. And then, alright, here in the front, we're going to have garage door there, there, there. there, 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 and there. So pretty much garage doors all the way around. I like to put the, I like these ones on this level. And you want to make sure they're on the square side, so they're not sticking out the outside. Especially on this spot like this, square side. Same here. Make sure they're on the inside and not outside, so you can see the coil of the door. But I like these doors because they have that on them. The perfect combination for your plants. Don't ask me how to actually get that, but it's a cool idea. Alright, and that is pretty much phase 2. Snow clip out and show you the base at this point. Oh wait, one last thing for phase 2. Because these are going to be metal at this point for sure. So you want to have your honeycomb on here by now. Can't be letting people see your metal or armored, depending on how much you've gotten to at this point. So this is, quite often this will be pretty close to the end of how I get my base. If I'm on a weekly server, I don't get much further than this. On to the next step now. Next step is mostly just getting things to metal. Things that aren't, like this needs to be metal real quick. Which actually means, let's go outside here quick. Back on our, if you get that to metal, you're gonna want to turn this, bring this honeycomb all the way up right away to hide it. I even do it beforehand, really. But this whole level is all going to be metal as well. Down here especially needs to be metal. It's a fairly important room. You don't want it getting attacked or blown up unnecessarily. Right, honeycomb is all metal. All interior honeycombs needs to be metal. And these upgrades are on a as you can get to them type basis. Like there's no timeline that says you have to have them done by this, except for the core things. The core you want to upgrade those relatively quick, so that you don't have to worry about picking things back up later. A lot of times I might even turn this one to armored, just to keep people from going straight top down. And I think I probably missed some foundations, so... Oh yeah, we totally missed a lot out here. You can reach these from inside, but it's quicker to get them done out here. I don't do the honeycomb in metal, unless it's super late in the wipe. And there we go. Oh, this one needs to be metal. At this point, the cheapest way into your core is 16 rockets, which for a solo, not bad. And you still got plenty of space in here for storage. You got the bedroom over here. You got the bedroom in the core. You have another whole new storage room here, or bedroom if you need it to be. And then you got the furnace room over here. I'm going to go ahead and fill this up with boxes before I move on to the next step. Alright, next step is up here on the roof. I'm going to do these in twig just in case I mess them up. There you go, I think that's perfect. So that is your pattern for the shooting floor. If you don't want to move on to the shooting floor, you can go ahead and just turn this into your water collection and solar panel area. And like this is a fine stopping spot for a base. Like don't have to worry about it at all. Now these, like all the overhanging ones, I recommend turning them into metal if you can afford it. Especially if you think you might get raided. Because the stone ones can get shot out from below, which can be a real detriment to your defense of the base if you can no longer stand in your shooting floor. But stones, if you don't think you'll get raided or you just can't afford it, stone's fine, because this really does crank up the metal cost a little more. Then it's just windows on all the outsides. Oop, not there. Just like a so. There. This here is going to be the jump up for the final roof. I like to make this one the helicopter so that I know that it goes up. Just kind of a clue for myself. And go ahead and wall it in here. Alright. And we're going to get this roof done real quick so that won't look quite so weird. This is where I got to start thinking. Well, the doors, they're not too hard. I do like using these stone doors for this. You don't have to, obviously. They were a paid item. So if you don't have them, then you can't use them, right? But just throw them on like so. They gotta be on this side so that you can put the doors on facing that way. All your doors gotta be going that way. That way it blocks people from being able to get in from the bottom or top. Because if this door wasn't here, then you could just put a ladder there and come up. Or drop in from above. That one's already got a door on it. You can't put two doors in one door frame. There we go. All the doors. Alright, and now to start walling this in. Alright, so we got a wall here. We're going to be walking through this way, so we got to leave this open. Wall there. This has to be open. Wall there. That's definitely a wall. This one I like to do another shop front so that I can see out. And garage door here. Garage door there. And just walls here. Simple little setup in here. Nothing too extreme. And from here, it's just putting a roof on everything. Stone's fine here. If you're mega rich, feel free to use metal. No rules against it. I like to go up on the roof to do the rest. As you can see, I'm the best jumper that's ever jumped. It's literally just going around, filling in the triangles. Just like so. And there is our shooting floor. Well, mostly. We got one more thing we got to do here. These are pretty important. Help keep you a little safer in here. And you got plenty of vision, so you can take heli, you can defend the base. If you're feeling real froggy, you can put window bars on these too, but it does bring the cost of the base up a little more. And there's a thing where you can end up like blowing up the window bar and making it splash onto the embrasures, so it doesn't even actually make it safer. It doesn't increase the raid cost, the blast cost. And one other important thing here is these lights. You stick them right about there, all the way around. You don't have to be real precise with it. These are just there to stop duos, people with at least 2 people, from squeezing somebody in. Like right now, like this blocks it if it's just a solo, but somebody can stand on their head and push them in, which is very annoying. So you got to do this. And if you feel like super froggy or something, you can run some electricity to them and make your base all bright and flashy for reasons. Alright, so there is the final shooting floor. Pretty nice. And just to show you some of the peek downs, like you got pretty good coverage everywhere. Like say, here you can't see over there. You can reposition and shoot anybody trying to hide over here. You got plenty of aerial vision for taking down heli. Full 360 coverage. Now let's go up here and do our shop front. I like sticking a shop front on here, especially as a solo. It's really helps like get stuff. Like I usually just sell sulfur, since it's basically impossible for a solo to do any serious raiding. Shop front goes here. A couple of garage doors. Their orientation really doesn't matter. And just like that, we can sell things. Now, if you want to avoid splash damage on these 2 doors, which I try to, I tend to stick a another shop front in here. A wall's probably cheaper, but shop front lets me see. Like when I'm coming up, I can see if there's anybody over there in a reasonably safe position. And if we go hog wild, then this is going to end up being where the tower for the windmill goes. Which I guess really it's time to go hog wild. And don't worry, at the end of once we get the building all done, I'll show you the plumbing and the electrical as well. I don't tend to go super high. I feel like 5's probably enough. Oh, you actually have to make it 3, huh? I could go here, but I can't go in the middle up here? What is that? There it is. I was gonna say, what the hell? This actually, you do want to make this all metal. Because you don't want this to actually get shot down either. Sometimes, like some of these times where you see me flying, you might end up having to build a little twig to be able to get to it. Usually you can find ways to not have to do the twig. I think actually every instance you can find a way, but some are harder than others. I don't think there's a direction to point the windmill. I don't think there's any relevance to that. I don't know. Then the last part of the roof is the crown. Oh, is that right? Oh, yeah. Okay, yeah. Yeah, the crown goes up here. Like so. And to get this one from being connected, just upgrade one of them to metal. And then these 2 spots, I do half walls. You can do quarter walls if you think the half walls are too high. You can even do the cement barricades if you want, but these are fine. They work great. And that's pretty much the entire structure. That's the roof. And here's the crown. If you want to do some roof camping, you could. I don't recommend it. It's going to get you raided. Everybody's going to call you a cheese dick. Deservedly so, mind you. But you could also edit this spot right here. Instead of having rope and a shop front, you could just make this a room, and then you could drive a minicopter in here if you wanted to store a minicopter. I've never bothered with it, but you certainly could. And then stick your water wherever you can get it to fit. It doesn't really matter where you put it. The more the better. I found that the more of these you have, the less likely you are to get raided. Like, just straight up. Like, I'll come up here and just... Oh, I ran out. But I'll put them everywhere. Can't believe those are under construction. Okay, whatever. Yeah, I'll stick them anywhere I can fit them. If I can get a couple extras up here, I'll do it. Like, often... Like, I barely put the windmill up there, so usually I'll have solar panels up here. Like 3 of them. Two is probably enough, but I usually do 3 just to make sure my battery's always full. And that's pretty much the structure of the base. So now we can go into the electrical and plumbing. Alright, back in here on the main level, we're going to get our electrical and plumbing set up now. So here we are. I've put down 3 lights above our crop plots. And you can put, and here we got the sprinkler, you can put them up here next to it. I've been putting them on the wall lately, just to like keep them off of away from the lights. You don't have to. There's no actual shortages. Things don't short out in this game because of water. Alright, plumbing, well, let's start with the battery. Where's the battery? Oh no, I got it. Right, battery in that corner, whatever corner you want, it really doesn't matter. And to wire this up, we're going to need these. Just slap them across the wall. I think 5. No, we do need 7. Well, you need 5 if you live anywhere except the snow. You need 7 if you're in the snow. And I'll show you that here in a second. Put a switch on the wall. And it's just a matter of connecting everything up. So it is... Take your power out of your switch into your first electrical branch. Power goes over to the next one. Then your branches will go to your lights. Let's make sure that works. They both work. Perfect. Branch those out to your lights, and then once you get to that point, you'll have electrical furnaces over here. I generally only make 2. It's never not been enough. But these ones you do have to configure to 3. You just click E, put a 3, and set. The other ones, they default to 2. A 2 is all the light needs, that's why you don't have to do it to those. But electrical furnaces, they do require 1 extra power. There we go. You have to turn the switch on before you can turn that on. And they work. Voila. Excellent. Now these 2, these are only necessary if... I don't want that there. You only need these 2 if you're going to be living in the snow. And they are for heaters. You might do this one anyway, even if you don't live in the snow, because with this one, you can stand right here. Like if you run through here and your sprinklers are on, you can stand here, and this is close enough to that one, and it'll dry you off before you go out. So if you're going out to Like if you live in the snow, it's bad. You don't want to be wet. Or you're gonna go out to oil rig that's up north by in a cold zone or something, and just wire these up the same as you would anything else. I go up. Where is it at? And then across, down. Yeah, that's kind of gross, but whatever. And I think these just turn on. Yeah. No? Oh, how much power do they need? They also need 3 power. So you gotta come back in here and configure these to 3. And just like so, we have heaters. And if you're in the snow, you really need these because it keeps the plants warm too. So that they grow a little faster if they're not cold. And then to bring power down, we'll just fly all the way up here. You have to climb up here if you didn't fly. Power out. And we want to know which corner... Oh, we actually built it backwards. Normally you'd want it to go to that corner. I guess I can make it. Cool. Don't try that jump on a regular server. You'll probably die. And then you can just bring it all the way down. It can go so far. Oh, curious. Interesting. Whatever. And now it is gaining rust watt minutes. Is that what RWM stands for? I'm going to assume so. Alright, and now plumbing. We'll start in here again. I put the switch at the... switch at the top. Fluid splitter below the switch. Run the switch into the splitter. Take our water out across and into our sprinklers. The plumbing is really just an easier version of the electrical, really. Just like so. Now, so that it has something to go to. Oh, I didn't make a barrel. Okay. Now, I tend to stick my barrel right here, because the tier 1 workbench always ends up being right here by the end of the build. And you can put jerry cans or whatever underneath it if you want. I like to. Oh, actually, we need a fluid combiner in here. Got one right here. Just run that right into the top of the barrel. Then this barrel, we'll run it down to the switch. Fluid input. Now once that barrel has water in it, we can turn it on and our sprinklers will work. And to get water into that barrel, generally want to use the 3 closest of these. But however it ends up working out for you, it doesn't really matter. And that water will be trickling into our barrel now. Oh, did it? It just give me an automatically full barrel? No. It's at 250. Oh, that's its health. But we got some water, that's fine. It's good. And if you do like I do and have... Come on. If you do it like I do and you got a whole bunch of extra barrels, you can daisy chain them. Now, you don't necessarily want to have them all go back daisy chained into the same barrel, but you can just run one hose from a barrel to another barrel. You can do this as many times as you want. You can have 15 barrels up here, all running into 3 different lines. The key is, well, you can have different fluid combiners too, I guess, if you want to run them all inside. But I prefer it this way. It also makes it so that the closest barrels, the last barrels in the run, will be fuller faster. It's not really relevant, I guess. It doesn't speed up how fast the barrel fills up. Alright, and we'll turn it on and show that it works. All 3 sprinklers are working. 1, 2, 3. There we go. That is the electrical and plumbing section. Alright, with that, I think we're pretty much done with the build. If you liked what you saw, be sure to give it a thumbs up. It really does help the channel out. It helps the video get seen by more people. If you want to see more, be sure to subscribe. There's at least one video coming out every week. It's either Rust or Ark, maybe something else. Who knows what other games I might try. It's supposed to be a survival channel, but whatever. It is what it is. And yeah, thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.